Hey guys, you're watching because you want to know only. My name is AJ. Welcome back to another episode of Let's Build a Mini City. And yes, I am still super stoked about our elevated railway working around the miniature version of our city. It actually gives us such a nice view of everything as you're traveling around here. I'm just so happy. Oh, what we should do is on these parts, we should change those to T-junctions, right? Wood. There should be two, shouldn't there? Dark oak. And there has to be another type of T-junction. Dark oak and jungle wood. Okay, what? Wood. Dark oak. Oh, it's there. That's why I didn't see it. Alright, and then we put that in there. And that in like that. Yeah, that lines up so nicely then, doesn't it? So we have that one and that one. Yeah, okay, that's a fix, isn't it, for us? Yeah, much neater than having the line going down. It never really looked... I never really noticed it, but when I did, it looked weird. Alright, today I want to build the primary school, which is located right here. There's a door in the way. In this block right here. It's actually in the real city. It's based off my real primary school. No, that's the wrong sentence. In our full-scale city on our Minecraft series, I have got a replica of my in real life primary school that I went to many years ago. Red sand. Yeah, red sand doesn't have a stair. The sandstone does, though. So we'll use red sand for our primary school. That's going to go right there. We already have the nice car park block. I nearly actually searched car park block then. We'll just grab one from over here. Orange wool. It's good to remember. That goes behind there. And then this is where there's a little park or a little play area for the... for the kids, like a little field with some climbing frames. We can't really do anything with that unless I like put a fence down or a fence gate or something. No. Gate. No. There's not really anything that we can do with that on that small of a scale. But we're going to be building the primary school. We're going to be texturing it up today. So, without further ado, let's jump into Photoshop. Alright, so like normal, I have my picture off to the side here, and I shall put a smaller picture up on screen for you guys to see, but we'll have a full screen for the moment. This is my real-life primary school built in Minecraft. We can't do this front unless I move the red sand back. I could do that if we move this red sand... Oops, I deleted a traffic light. Or not a traffic light, there we go. A street light. If we move this back by one block to there, because I don't think anything's behind this, is there? I think it's very close to the road, or I think it's against the road. So we could have that there, and then what about if we just add the skate park, which looks like a play area as well, to go out the front here. And yeah, and then we have the field there, like I said, with a little bit of a climbing frame. That works really well. That what's it called? Skate park looks very similar to this sort of detail that we have down here. So yeah, the building itself, I'm going to put that over here now. I'm going to grab that. This is the red sand loaded up into Photoshop. And what we're going to do is I'm going to try and do the whole school, if possible. I might have to cut off the left-hand side of it. But either way, what we're going to do is we're going to grab a nice brick colour. So about there for the moment will do for us. And we'll put that in. We'll then go back down. I then want to grab some just off white for the right hand side of the building. This is where the reception desk was, and upstairs used to be the headmaster's office, and then it became the headmistress's office when I think he died. In fact, I think my head teacher died when I was there, but nobody really told us. I think there was 2 or 3 teachers that actually passed away when I was at the school. But yeah, they never actually told us. They just sort of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, they just sort of... The teacher never came back to the school again. And we were like, where's Mrs... What was her name? There was Mrs. Skelly. She was a nasty piece of work. And then there's a few teachers that I did like there, from what I can remember. I can't remember too much of it now, to be honest. And the black around the bottom. There was one teacher that got to, I think they died at about 70 or 74, very young, to be honest, to pass away on. But yeah, that was quite sad. I know my mum was friends with one of them, quite good friends, from what I can remember and what I've been told. But yeah, very, very strange, very sad in a way, isn't it? We'll have that there. We'll have these on top to add a little bit of shine to it. It's very, very samey. I'm going to add some sort of lighter greys in here to make a little bit more of a washboard look to it, like that. My house has got this same washboard sort of effect on it on my real house, so that goes in there. We then want wood, a woody colour, sort of. That's better. That's better. To go over the top, like that. I can't get the extra one that I need to go here because we're at the edge of the building, and I can't move everything across by one because then we end up with a void space. I'm going to thicken that up as well because, again, we want to waste as much space, which is why I made the windows super tall, because we have to try and use up the full block, as much of it as we can. We're then going to grab this one to go down here and to go down there and across to here. This is where the front door used to be. There were some mobiles around the back, some like classroom mobiles. I never was really inside this part of the school. They seem to do this thing that every year that I was meant to be inside the school, they would then change the layout of what classes go where. So I ended up being in the same stupid mobile, like big green mobile thing, like a shipping container, for about 4 years. I had 1 year inside the main building, and then the other 4 years were at the back, and I should have been in there, but they kept changing it. It was really quite annoying. I want to have these up here. Okay, and then we have the wood goes straight along. We have the door, which we always do black, going down here. I'll make it a little bit bigger, a little bit taller, like that. And we had a window above it, so I'm just going to copy and paste that window in there. Look at that, fits perfectly. Then we have the brick section with a lot of wood. This is going to have to be a little bit of a creative part for us, because we have this going along. I'm going to stretch the roof. I'm going to put it up here. Yeah, I can't fit that other part of the building, and we're going to put that in there. And then we have a little bit of a stone part on top, and then we have this part that's going to go up here and hopefully in line like that. That looks pretty good. We shall then double it up, waste another pixel's worth of room. We then want to get some grey for this part of the roof. It's got to be darker than that. That's better. To go up here, and I might do one more. We'll get a darker one than that to go around the edge to make it pop a little bit more. I might get some darker browns as well, just to go on the underside of these parts. Yeah, 100%. It's always best to put at least 2 tones if possible, and I shall do it, oops, underneath there as well. Waste that little block of space. We then have the big blue doors that were never opened. I don't think they did open. I think they used to open many, many years ago, because my school was one of those extremely old schools out in the middle of nowhere, and these were big old wooden doors, and I don't think I ever saw them open. I don't think I ever saw them open anyway. Let's get a darker one, because they were double doors. So put that down in the middle like a double door. However, there was a shop across the road from my school. It was one of those little corner stores that had, like, can I shrink that down? Yeah. That had like little penny sweets and stuff like that in it. Oops, delete that one. I want that one. Nope. That one. Thank you. Had like penny sweets and stuff in it, and obviously after school you'd bug your mum to take you across and go and get some sweets, because let's face it, who doesn't like sweets? And one day it was the year that I was actually in the building. So I was inside. I thought I like this grey actually better than the black on the windowsills. I was in this building, and I was standing out of this window, looking. I nearly poked myself in the eye, looking across the road at the shop, and the shop was on fire, like no joke. I said to the teacher, I said, I think the shop across the road, it wasn't like a one stop or anything like that, like those kind of shops. It was like a privately owned, it was like a house as well as a shop. You know, the people lived there, and then they would go downstairs and work during the day, and then at the night when the shop closed after the school closed, which I suppose where they got most of their business, it would then they would just then live in it. And it was on fire. And when I was like 6 or something like that, 7 or 6 or 7, and when you see something on fire, like a whole building on fire, it's the coolest thing in the world. At the time, I must admit, you don't really feel sorry for the people, because you don't understand what that means. You don't understand at that age how devastating, how absolutely devastating it must be to see not only your business but your house go up in flames. And it was quite a big fire. The whole building was engulfed. They had to close down the school. They had to bring all the parents in, which I think was a stupid idea, because then all the parents were trying to get down the school road, as well as all the fire brigade and all that kind of stuff were trying to get to the shop. They put the fire out, and only the shop was really affected. The downstairs area, which was the shop, was the only thing that was like badly burnt. All the upstairs area, from what I understand, from what I can remember, was okay. And yeah, it turned out that the reason why it caught fire was someone, either a school pupil or one of those people working there, one of the two people. It was like an old lady and an old man working there, but one of the people, or someone, left one of the refrigerators open. You know, the ones that you have ice cream in, or the lollipops in. You know, they sort of have the slide that you open across the top, and someone left it open, and that's what caused the fire. Now, I did not think that could cause a fire. I know it's not good to leave them open. I know it uses up a lot of electricity, leaving a freezer open like that, but I certainly would never imagine that leaving a freezer open would actually start a fire that can engulf an entire building. I don't know, it must, I don't know, I don't know how it done it, to be honest. It must have, I don't know, heated up something, like the part of the refrigerator that tries to keep the stuff cold. It must have been working on overtime, because it knows, I'm open, I've got to keep this ice cream cold, work hard to get the temperature colder, and it must have worked harder and harder and harder until it just set fire to itself from like the heat of trying to keep it cold. It's quite ironic in a way that a freezer caused a fire, isn't it? Something made of pretty much entirely ice caused the fire. It's not funny. I know it's not funny, but they were okay in the end. And the shop opened up within, it took about a month or so, from what I remember, for the shop to open up. And then once it opened up, obviously everybody in the area was supporting them and buying stuff from them, bread. It was like a little corner store and sweet shop. So when you could actually get sweets for a penny. I don't think you can get them anywhere for a penny anymore. But anyway, while I've been rambling, what do you think? I really like it. Let's just get this sort of washboard look with this lighter colour down here. I don't know if you can see it on YouTube or not, but there is like a barely different colour. I suppose it probably depends on what monitor you've got. Let's stick that down there. We'll save it. We'll close it. We'll open it up in Minecraft and have a look. Textures are just loading. I really like the skate park look out the front. And there we go. So it actually works the same on all sides of the building, like we said. Let's get a carpet. This one will work great just to cover up the top. And yeah, I really like that. It's actually one of those buildings that don't look bad at all when you see them at multiple sides. It works really well. You could almost use this as a house. If you were in like a housing area, let's say like down here somewhere, if you put that down, you could say that that was two houses attached to each other and someone's painted their house white. You can see the little washboard effect that I put on it, which is nice. Yeah, that would work. And I like how I done the roof. I tried a different thing with the roof while I was chatting away there. Just putting sort of lines across to look like, because they were like old style slate big tiles on the roof. That's what they were called. Slate, yes, slate tiles, big slate tiles. And the sun would reflect off some of them differently. Some of them would fade at different rates. So that works really well. I wish that there was a way that we could do, well, there is technically a way that we can sort of do a fence now that we've worked out the door thing. Like I could colour the bottom of the door green to look like a fence or a hedge, like green for a hedge, and make it wood for a fence. But the only trouble is I won't be able to put two in the same block. So I couldn't do like a corner. I would only ever be able to do one edge of a hedge. If I wanted to do the other side, I would have to do something like removing that lamppost and then putting it there. So then that would make a corner, like a hedge there and a hedge there, but then that takes over the pathway. So I don't really know. I'll put that back. So I don't really know. I think I would prefer to have it just use one, like a hedge or something to go across there. But that's for another day. I'm going to leave it there for this episode, guys. I think that looks really, really cool. Adds another building to our miniature city. If you guys enjoyed it, hit that like button. If you haven't already, then feel free to subscribe. And next episode, I don't know what we're going to go. I don't know what we're going to do next episode. Put some suggestions in the comment section below of what you want to see us do in the mini city. And I shall pick from one of them. Bye!